With that answer, man. It's dongon. Ajok hayadegas.
Okay, what do I say after that? What's good?
Yeah, Hishi Mahi is very good. Hishi is good, but Mahi is like you're adding that Hishi Mahi, that tone makes it very good. Because, now get this. This is where tones come in. Tones Jimahaya maybe what I was teaching about tones. Okay. I need to write here.
Let's see.
Ooh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, you brought up a deal there. Mahi is tall. But Hitimahi, same way. Y'all see the difference? How tone, remember I told y'all spelling can be the same, but the tone changes the meaning. And that's what's really unique about our language. Mahi means tall. But when you say Mahi, that means very good. See how tone changes that? So tone is remember I told you it changes the meaning of the word. So that's where it changes its meaning. Mahi. See that tone? But Mahi. Hear it? Mahi. It's just kind of bland sound Mahi. But when you say Mahi, it means good. So tone changes. Tone has everything to do with language, my gangi. That's where it's got it on there. Okay, did everybody get that? Where you say Mahi and Mahi. Mahi is tall, but Mahi means very good. Yeah, okay. All right, now we're going to go to this. I want to clear this.
Clear all
drawings.
That red X.
X.
Okay, now go ahead.
Okay. Remember your infinitive verbs. Okay. To quit is wegida. Remember as that ida on there. Wegida. Iti ida. Okay. Ida. And then quit, like it's a command. Wegas. Okay. Doing. I am quitting. Wegas. Okay. That's where this is talking about you now. This is all about you. You're doing this. Okay. As a verb. You're doing this. Okay. Any questions so far on this one? Because you're doing all this. Okay. And most of the time it's about you. Because we're talking about you because this is where it's like every day, okay? You're doing something every day. I don't know, like me, I've been doing something every day of my life. 60 years. Even as a child, I was either sleeping or crying. So, you're going to be doing something at the beginning of life. So this is about you now. So remember, even at the beginning of life, you were doing something. That's why we're very prominent. Because when you were first, Jihichkada digging, what you do? Cry. You were doing something. See? So the Mvskoke people was always doing something. Always doing something. It's very prominent. From the time you were born. And then you started drinking bottle. See, doing some, huh? And eat. Having the diaper changed. Sleeping. Let's see. So see, you were doing something at the time. And the Mvskoke people did see that as a doing something all the time. So this is where this comes in. Okay. To sleep, Nagadi.
No, Gina.
Go to sleep. That's a command.
No, just.
I am sleeping.
No, just.
No, Jess. Okay. I want y'all to learn this right here because, okay, today we're going to go, okay, y'all going to have to memorize these, learn them, because we're going into, okay, what is to bathe? Aklubida. Take a bath is a command.
Oh, Aklubas.
Aklubas. Remember the bus on there, the C at the end for command, because you're telling somebody, but I am bathing. Aklubas. Okay. Any questions so far, guys? Okay. Now, to eat, Nagidi. Everybody jump in if you know this stuff now, because I just got one in here participating. Eat. You're telling a command. Hombas. And you know when somebody comes to my house and we're eating, first thing I command them. It's not like being bossy or anything, but I'll say hombas. I'll say hombas. And they will most of the time. They'll say, okay, you know, or I'll say legas. Legibus. Legas. That's not like being mean, but now there's a difference. And that's where tone comes in, guys. Tone, ain't it? If you get a visitor, you'll say Legas. Legas, but if it's your child that just won't, Legas. And tone, see how tone is? Okay, that means, you know, you're telling this visitor, have a seat, but you're telling your kid, sit down. And that, see that difference there? Tone has a lot to do with language, okay? Okay, to get up, infinitive. Alegida, okay? Get up, that's command. Uh-huh. I am getting, whoop, right here, this is where I corrected yesterday, but I took it out. That's supposed to be an A. And remember, what's an A? What's the letter for A? I, okay? Make sure y'all learn that. You see where I made a mistake here? Y'all can tell me, hey, you made a mistake, Mahaya, and I'm okay with that, guys. But tell me what it is in the Mvskoke language, okay? So what am I supposed to change this to? I, no. A, there you go, A. Because if I put, you know, if you told me I would have like, see? I would have put an I in there, but it's not an I, it's an A sound, okay? This is where Mvskoke language is going to come in, sounds now, okay? If I said, what is the infinitive verb to sweep? Basida. What is, if I told you to sweep, what is it? Basas. What if I said, I am sweeping? Okay. To make. Look. Oh, make it. Highest. I am making. Did you make a sentence with highest, Janet?
No.
Jinda?
Sure.
Yeah. Nugget. Say it again. Hada magas.
Nodi highest.
Okay. Nudi highest. She's making tea. Nodi, remember that AC is yes. Okay. Highest. Okay. Okay, so I don't care what you make, long as you know how to put that into word context. She's saying making tea. She must be a, what do you call, makes dentures. See. Nudi highest. Achagi highest. Clothes maker. Okay. Jinda, Judy, can you tell me what you're making? See, it slips your mind. And that happens to me too. You can know the language, and then if somebody asks you right off the bat, you like forget. Even I've been through that. They'll ask me something, I'll say, I know that, but I couldn't remember it. It slips my mind. Okay? Jinda Janet.
Duck leggy high, yes.
Duck leggy. What's duck leggy, guys? Bread. Duck leggy. Okay, this is where listening's gonna come in now. If y'all could write it down, because I might ask, what's bread? And somebody could say, oh,
Dalak Johnny.
Dalak Chadi.
Sound good.
That together sounds good. Okay, make a sentence out of it. Dalak Chadi, yes.
Is that beans?
Mm-hmm. Red beans, yes. And Dalak is, she just, see how we cut this language. We can't say Dalak Jadi. So we say Dalak Jadi. See how that was shortened? And yes is red beans, and that's descriptive. Red beans, because we have green beans too. Okay, so Dalak Jadi is red beans. You know, people in the European world, they call them pinto beans. At the supermarket, they call them pinto beans. But in our world, red beans, Dalak Jadi. And I don't know why I have never called them pinto beans. I don't know if any of us have ever called them pinto beans. We always said red beans. Red beans and fried bread, but we never said pinto beans and fried bread. It don't sound good, does it? You know, it don't sound good. Pinto beans and fried bread. It don't sound as good as red beans and fried bread. But if we say Dalak Jadi don, Dalek Sakmoski. Dalek Sakmoski. So you hear what? Dalek. What is that short for? Duck lady. And Sakmoski is fried. Mm-hmm. So see how we are. We're a little different in our world, and we don't have a world anymore. Let's put it that way. We don't live in our world anymore, but still yet we still live in a world that we still carry our ways, don't we? You know, we still live in this world, which we have advanced technology, but we're still what we are. We can't change what we are. We are what we are. So when they say pinto beans and fried bread, we're like, what? We'd probably laugh. You know, but if they said red beans and fried bread, we're, you know, and that's what we are, you know. But my kids don't even know pinto beans. They'll say red beans. They'll say red beans. And you know, one day our family had a stand at a powwow, and they put some of them's been raised in the Anglo world, and they said fried pork. I said, not at a powwow. You say fried hog meat. I said, these people don't know fried pork. I said, you say fried hog meat. So they said, change it. Mickey said fried hog meat. You know, and they were like, well, it's pork. But I said, we don't call it fried pork. We say hog meat. So they changed the sign that said fried hog meat. And then the announcer said, they got fried hog meat over there. So see how we differ a little bit? But this language, even in English, makes us unique, doesn't it? To a point. But what happens is the language, when we speak, makes us who we are. It tells you, oh, that girl's Mvskoke because she said she's got to be Creek or she's got to be Indian because she said fried hog meat, and they said red beans. They didn't say pinto beans; they said red beans. Even we differ in that, you know. In English, we differ a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Okay, let's enough talk. Okay. Judy said, Dalak Jadi yes. Making red beans. To look for. What's the infinitive? Hoboyida. See? Hoboyida. Look for it. Command. Hoboyas. And we went through that this morning because school started. We looked for shoes and we had them all lined up. But guess what? They weren't there this morning. So we was like, Hoboyas. You know? Dilibega. What's Dilibega?
Shoes.
Shoes. That was the worst part of the morning this morning was shoes. Okay? Hoboyas, Dilibega, Hoboyas. Look for your shoes. I am looking for it. Hoboyas. Hoboyas. I am looking. To look at. Infinitive. Look. That's a command. He just, okay? Command has always got the us at the end. Okay? I am. He just. Okay? He just. Okay? To sit, infinitive. Legida. Sit down. Legas. I am sitting. Legas. To drink. Iskida is infinitive. Drink it. I am drinking. To come, infinitive. Adida. Come here. I am coming. This. To go. Go. Yes. I am going. Yes. Okay. Here we go now. To tell. Tell. I am telling. Okay. To close. Close it. I am closing. Okay. Remember now, when you got the AC at the end, you're doing it. Okay. You are doing it. When you got the C at the end, you're saying a command. You do it. I'm telling you to do it. Okay. I'm telling you to do it. Okay. To put on. Put it on. Just, I am putting on. Okay. To lie. To don't lie. I am lying. And that's full. Okay. There's a mistake there. What do you see? Yeah, right here. What should it be? Nope. C. Because S is a what? It's English. But C is a, yeah, it's Greek. So C. Okay. Now, here we go, guys. We are going to go into something else today. And we're going to stay on this because I see a few things that we need to keep doing this. Okay. We did. Yeah. We did. Infinitive. Where you had to do the ED up at the end. Can everybody recognize an infinitive verb? Can most people recognize an infinitive verb? And why? How can you recognize it in the Mvskoke? ED up at the end. Okay. It's got the ED up at the end. Okay. Then a command is tell somebody to do something. What has it got at the end? A C. A C. Okay. Then you're doing something. AC. Okay. Now. It's got what at the end, Judy? Yokes. Yep. Okay. This is past. You did this yesterday. Cause you went doing, which was today. But you don't just do everything today, do you? You got to do some last week. You had to do something yesterday. Okay. So that's what you're doing. And remember, you're doing this. It's all about you. Because it's always, most of the time, about you. And if you talk to a speaker, they're going to ask about you. And you're going to ask about them. And they're going to tell you, using these endings, if you listen. Okay, that's where listening skills come in. Every time, and you know, this is what I'm going to teach you. If you go where there's a gathering of Mvskoke people, church, the grounds, when somebody's speaking, listen. You will hear words that you were taught in this class. You will hear it. But you know what? And this is, and like I said, I studied language, you know. So I noticed one, and this was at church and at ceremonial grounds. When somebody was speaking English and it was a non-speaker, a Mvskoke, they'd sit there and kind of listen. Because they said, well, I overheard those women saying somebody died. I wonder who it was. You know, they overheard it. They were eavesdropping. But if it was in Mvskoke language, they just walk on. Because you know why? They couldn't understand them, but they should have been what? Listening. They should have been listening to the language. You know what I'm saying? Even if they didn't understand. Because that's what I do to my grandkids. They may not understand me, but I still talk to them. And finally, you know, they'll get it. They'll get it. And the same way with you, you'll hear words that was taught or that you've heard before with speakers anywhere you go. And you know, I noticed, you know, during this pandemic, I had 2 students come to my house every day, almost every day, if not every day, 3 times a week. And they tell me, speak to us. I would sit there and speak to them. Maybe 5-6 hours a day. And they'd be writing.
That might.
Okay, they were just listening to me. And when they heard a word they didn't know, they'd say, what does that mean? Or they say, I heard these 2 people speaking and there was a word I heard, but I don't know what it is. They would ask me because they were listening to these. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The one boy from Hannah, he's blonde and blue-eyed. He speaks. One day we went to a wake service and I said, are you okay? And he said, uh-huh. He said, and my husband, you know, as much as he lives with me, can't even say what he did. And he goes, he told me that. He said, my roads were really muddy. And I mean, you talk about my eyes getting big as moons, you know. That's the way I took him. But see, he'd been over my house. All that time we was closed here, he was over my house almost every day. And him and his friend would be writing things down. And I was just speaking. Sometimes they answered me, sometimes they didn't. But I was just speaking, talking about things, just speaking. And they sit there and listen through that whole time. So my teaching, remember, I said, I don't stop teaching when class is over. I'm a teacher all the time. And so they said, we won't come over. I said, come on. And they would come over and we would sit there and talk. And sometimes they talk back to me, sometimes they didn't. But they would say, you know, I heard these 2 speakers saying a word. What does that word mean? And some of them I couldn't explain in English very good. And it took me 30 minutes to explain to them. But that's, you know, you guys is taking class. When you go to church or grounds, listen to what they're saying. Just listen. Just listen. Okay. This is did do. Okay. You went through I did. Now you go. I'm doing. Now you're going through I did. So, okay. I looked at ducks. But what if you did it in present? He just. See? Okay, y'all know where we're going with this, guys, out there? If y'all want to answer this, let me know because I'm working, you know, I got 2 students in here, but that doesn't mean you're not talented now. You need to learn this as much as, like you're here because you are here. It's just you're in a different place. Okay. I slept on the bed. What if you say, just say I was asleep. Let's say I slept on the bed, but I slept. So you would say no jayaks. But what if you were saying present? I am. No jazz. No jazz. Okay. Is anybody confused with this? But that's why we're starting with, us, just you. You're talking about yourself. Okay, only thing you're doing, it says, I looked at that. See, you looked at it. This was did do yesterday. For Johijayaks. That was yesterday. But if you're looking at it right now, what would you say? For Johijayaks. There you go. See, you're doing it right now. Like if I was looking across over there and I see Fojo, I say, Fojo Bijayaks. Because, my grandma used to stand there with her, look out the window with her hands behind her back. And just look around, even though she probably seen it 200-300 times. But yet, there was something different out there every day. And I say, Nadia Gicha. And she'd say, if it all from me, too. She saw something different out there. Okay, this is what you're doing, guys. You're going from I'm doing, present, to I did. Any confusion here, guys? Any confusion? If you do, let me know. We're not going to move any faster than this now. We're not going to move any faster. Okay? That's how come I said if y'all got like highest, y'all had something, if y'all wanted to say, y'all tell me today what y'all's making highest. Okay? Okay, so I worked hard. You can? Kayang. You're talking about yesterday. Baksangi nagin stuit sanga. Yikti na dok kayang. Okay, but if you say nagin istuncha, like right now, what would that be? I don't guess. See, right now, I'm working hard now, but I worked hard. Okay, that's where, when I remember I said certain amount of English helps. What are you doing? I am working hard. But if you say, what'd you do yesterday? I worked. The WORKED is the same as Does that make sense? The work and the unks. The ED on there is what, okay, it's what you're saying, okay? I looked, hear that? And what's that? Looked. EJ unks. See, the ED is unks.
Somebody asked if you wanted to simplify that. If that, what'd you do yesterday? I worked. You say, I
don't pay unks. Yeah, that's a simple answer. You don't even have to say I worked hard. You can just say I worked. I don't pay unks. See, that tells them exactly what you did, and you don't have to go any further with that.
Sometimes to me it gets confusing which word goes first in your conversation or response. Is it the infinitive goes first, or?
Well, the infinitive is more like what is being done. Okay, like it's telling, okay, the ED up. But in order to get the past or the present, you have to know the infinitive first. That's how come we started with to play it's not a verb or anything. It's just making a statement to play. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's just making a statement to play. But then you can change that statement into you're doing and I did. You did. Especially in the language. Is that
Well, I have a hard time which order to put it in.
okay? The word context, right? So if you say, okay, now this is where you're going to go into, okay, say I walked fast. Buffning yagabayams. You don't even have to put buffning in it. You can just say yagabayams. And that answers the question of what did you do yesterday? I walked. You see what I'm saying? Okay, but the infinitive don't even have to go in there. Because this takes care of your question right here. Yagabayams.
So I guess
This is just describing how you walked yesterday.
that's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
The noun or the verb goes first.
The noun or the verb. Okay, there's that. Okay, that's a good question. Because, okay, I'm going to have to do this, and I may confuse y'all, but if we'll go back to it as I,
Are you trying to write on it?
yeah.
Annotate.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So say, now this is going to go back to nouns now. Okay. Say, the cat is red. In some cases, you would put Oshijari. Oshijari dos. See, the noun went that way. It's still the same in English. You can't say cat red, but most of the time the language is in a different order. But if you say, let me put the noun in a different place. Think about. Let me think of another one that's got the noun in a different place. See, I got me on the spot here. I got a thing here. For the noun, most of the time the noun will come first now. The noun will come first most of the time. Biggest part of the time, the noun will come first. Okay? Let's put it that way. Does that help, Judy?
Yeah.
The noun will come first most of the time. In fact, it did here. Because if you said this in English, you're saying cat red is.
So is it like the action ones more than likely have the I walked fast or whatever first?
Yeah.
Versus the if you're saying this is this color, this is
Yeah.
wrong or whatever. So
This is-
this is action has
Yeah.
the down or the whatever you're doing
Yeah.
first.
This one is describing how you walk. So that's going to the description, the adjective come first.
Beginning of the time, like you said, the house is green.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chair is gone or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, everybody out there, are y'all confused now? Because we will go back over this. We will. And this was just one question that, that put us back. But we will go into that as far, as we go along now. Because I'll guarantee you're going to be making sentences here pretty soon. Not now. Not boxy.
Not next month.
Oh, you'll be doing, because you're already doing it now.
Getting closer.
You're getting closer because right now you're telling me I walk fast, I get good. That's a sentence already. You're telling me something, okay, in the language you're speaking. In fact, when you were doing sounds, you were speaking anyway. Because, And let's go back. Okay, you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's nothing in English, but when you say R, G, E, C, E, and then you went to G, J, Jo, Ju, J. Okay, you're already speaking anyway because that's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You see what I'm saying? It's sounds. You're already making sounds of the Mvskoke language to where you can say those sounds make that. Now, is everybody totally confused? That's okay because we will get to that. We will get to that. And once we start forming these sentences, then we will. Okay. See, if you put those sounds, hombayance, it's a word, isn't it? Those sounds made that I ate. So you were speaking when you made the sounds. It's just that you had to put the sounds together to make a Mvskoke word. Does everybody understand that? Okay? And we will get to this part where she was asking. It's just going to be that when we get into word content and word and using, getting into 2 or 3 word phrases, then I will teach you how this adjective, adverbs, and stuff come into play. Okay? And some of you, like me, I had a hard time with English in high school. Because maybe I was the second, I spoke Cree, I spoke Mvskoke. But this is, I'm going to teach you a way to do this where you will learn it, okay? So, okay, I ate good. Jordan. Hear that? Hear that me? You get it? Hear that? And you're not saying that me real clear, but if you say it, hear that me in there? There you go. You got to put that. And remember, there's no silent sounds in the Mvskoke word now. Even though you may not hear it, it's either here, here, here. It's right here. Sometimes it's right there on the bottom of your throat. You know. Okay. I ran far. Now listen, this is not saying I'm running far. It says I ran. So that's what ran means past. Okay. So how would you say that? There you go. There you go. You got that unks down. You got, I did it. Or I did this. Pat yourself on the shoulder. Okay. See how this is working, guys? See, this is what, this is coming now to her. Okay, what about everybody else out there? If there is any confusion or questions, I want it direct. Come on, let's get it. If I can answer it, I will answer it. Sometimes it may take me 15 minutes because this is Cree, this is Mvskoke. Sometimes it can't be, it's hard to explain in English. Well, in fact, that day that I said, the boy asked me, he said, I heard 2 people talking at church yesterday. How do you use yosh? Yosh. And I said, hang on a minute. But see, we don't listen when we speak. We do use yosh. And he gave me an example. Oshi, or what did he say? Something they were talking, they used the word yosh. And I sat there, and that took me about 40 minutes to answer that question. And then after I found out what he was talking about, yosh, then I turned around and had to explain it to him how it was used. Who has heard yosh? You probably have. You just haven't.
Is it like going out?
See, I've heard dwarf,
Yes.
but he gave me an example, and I was going to write that down, and I didn't. Well, he did all right, and I was sitting there trying to figure out all this, and I should have wrote it down. Yours. Well, he said it was that he put it at the end of the sentence, like yours, but yours. And then he gave me the example, and I was like, I've heard it and I've used it. And I said, now it's time for me to explain it. It was hard to explain. I sat there about 30 minutes trying to explain yours. And see, that's how we don't listen to how we even speak as speakers. See? Okay? You did this and didn't you? Okay. I ran far. Who was that? Janet. Okay. Anybody out there? Jennifer?
You'll clear it and then hit the X. Right there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can you say I ate good?
Ethan,
Break it up.
home by Unix.
Ombayaks. Remember that? Put
Home by-
Yeah. Ombayaks.
There it is. I see it now. Home by
See that? Yeah, there you go. Ombayaks. and you know, it don't sound like, you know, if you spoke that to a European person, they're gonna look at you like you're nuts. But when you speak to us, oh really? Noggin home with Sangha. What did you eat? See, okay, good job. Alexis, I walked fast.
Often yaga beyanks.
Right. Okay, but in your case, Alexis, what if you dance fast? Yeah, Buffning Bana young. See how you can change these guys. You can get anywhere you want. You can change this, add to it, subtract. This is just the beginning, guys. Okay? Because that's where you're talking about you. You're doing something. But you can say like she danced fast. Buffning Bana young. See, you can change this anyway, but change put punks at the end. Okay. Now, and Jeanette.
Yes.
Okay, I ate good.
Ethan, home by Unix.
Muchie. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Who's up there? Rachel. I worked hard. Anita. Kim.
Okay, let me try.
Hey, that's okay. Give it a try.
Kitchen,
Oh,
adoki yanks.
you said you was gonna give it a try. You did that perfect. Good job. Good job. All right. Time. Hasiskika. Hasiskika. It means clock. Hasis means sun. Agitka means measurement. The clock is measuring the sun. Othibiga. Mado jigezagesti. I'm saying Mado to all y'all in all the respect, guys. And so remember this because we're gonna go back over this for a while, okay? Until y'all get this down. Some of you don't even, y'all got it down. Oh, I know. Boxidawa. Mado.